U.S. Marines get unmanned ship-killer missiles in Okinawa. The U.S. Marines stationed on Okinawa, Japan, can now sink enemy warships from land and shoot down drones from the back of a truck after the 12th Marine Littoral Regiment formally received both the Navy Marine Expeditionary Ship Interdiction System and the Marine Air Defense Integrated System in June 2026, completing the weapons fielding that transforms the regiment from a redesignated artillery unit into a fully armed stand-in force capable of contesting Chinese naval power in the waters surrounding Japan's southwestern islands. The two systems arriving together at Camp Courtney on Okinawa represent the culmination of a multi-year restructuring of how the Marine Corps intends to fight in the Pacific. The 12th Marine Littoral Regiment, converted from the 12th Marine Regiment in November 2023, was designed from the start to be a small, mobile, low-signature force permanently embedded in the island chains between Japan and the Philippine Sea, close enough to threaten any adversary attempting to move ships or aircraft through the region without ever needing to stage from a large, vulnerable base ashore. Getting those weapons to Okinawa completes the picture the Marine Corps has been building since it published its Force Design 2030 concept, which fundamentally reoriented the service away from large amphibious assaults and toward distributed, lethal small unit operations in contested island terrain. The NMESIS is the more immediately striking of the two systems in terms of what it tells an adversary about the changed calculus of operating in the East China Sea. The system consists of an unmanned joint light tactical vehicle, a truck platform roughly the size of an upscaled pickup, carrying two Naval Strike Missiles in ready-to-fire canisters. The Naval Strike Missile, developed by Norwegian defense company Kongsberg and also produced under license in the United States, is a low-observable anti-ship cruise missile that flies a sea-skimming profile to avoid radar detection, uses an imaging infrared seeker to discriminate its target from clutter, and strikes at a range of 185 kilometers, 115 miles. The JLTV carrying those missiles is unmanned, operated remotely by a crew positioned away from the launcher, which means the vehicle itself can be pushed forward into exposed terrain without risking the lives of the operators. A battery of NMESIS vehicles scattered across an island chain, communicating through encrypted data links and firing on command, can threaten a surface fleet across a maritime corridor without presenting a concentrated, targetable ground force in return. The Naval Strike Missile has been in service with the Norwegian Navy since 2012 and the U.S. Navy since 2019, when it was first deployed aboard littoral combat ships. Its selection for the Marine Corps' ground-based anti-ship role reflects both the missile's proven performance and its compatibility with the joint fires architecture the Marine Corps needs to integrate with Navy surface warfare capabilities. The system's striking range of 185 kilometers, 115 miles gives a ground-based launcher the ability to threaten surface ships operating across a substantial maritime corridor, covering sea lanes that any Chinese naval force attempting to move through the first island chain would need to transit. Positioned on Okinawa, the NMESIS battery sits less than 400 kilometers, 249 miles from the Taiwan Strait and overlooks some of the most strategically contested water in the world. The MADIS addresses a different, but equally urgent threat: the proliferation of drones across the modern battlefield, from small commercial quadcopters used for reconnaissance to medium-altitude fixed-wing systems capable of delivering munitions at ranges measured in kilometers. The system mounts a suite of counter-drone sensors and effectors on a JLTV chassis, combining a 30mm cannon, a 7.62mm machine gun, and Stinger short-range surface-to-air missiles on a turret that can engage while the vehicle is moving. The MADIS is designed to protect high-value assets, including the NMESIS launchers themselves, from drone and low-flying aircraft threats, making the two systems mutually dependent in a combined arms sense. One provides the offensive punch against surface threats, the other protects it from the aerial threats that would otherwise pick it apart before it could fire. The first series-produced MADIS was unveiled in September 2025, with 20 delivered by the end of that year, and the Marine Corps is seeking to field 190 MADIS systems total by 2035 across its littoral anti-air battalions and Marine Littoral Regiments. The 12th MLR is the second of the Marine Corps' two active Marine Littoral Regiments to receive both systems, following the 3rd Marine Littoral Regiment based in Oahu, Hawaii, which received the NMESIS in November 2024 and the MADIS in December 2024. The third MLR then deployed both systems to the Philippines in support of Exercise Balikatan 25 and Balikatan 26, the annual joint exercise with the Philippine Armed Forces that has been used as a live training ground for the new concept of operations, and to exercise Resolute Dragon 2025 in Japan. Those deployments confirmed that the systems could move, operate, and integrate with allied forces across the distributed island terrain the concept envisions, giving the Marine Corps operational confidence before the Okinawa fielding completed the regiment's combat capability. Colonel Peter Eltringham, commanding officer of the 12th Marine Littoral Regiment, described the significance of the Okinawa fielding in terms that leave little ambiguity about the intended audience for the message. We bring this combat power to Okinawa to be able to deliver it in the eyes of our adversaries and ensure we can bring it to the decisive point on the battlefield, Eltringham said. We do this alongside our Japanese ground, air, and maritime self-defense force partners because there is nothing more powerful than this alliance in this theater. The 12th MLR's approximately 2,000 Marines operate under 3 Marine Expeditionary Force, the forward-deployed Marine Command headquartered on Okinawa that has been at the center of the Corps' Pacific restructuring. The regiment's littoral combat team, built on the lineage of 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, which earned the name China Marines during its pre-World War II service in Shanghai, now carries Naval Strike Missiles where its predecessors once carried rifles into Shanghai's international settlement. The regiment's Littoral Anti-Air Battalion provides the MADIS coverage, and its Littoral Logistics Battalion sustains both through the kind of distributed, low-signature supply chain that the island-hopping operational concept requires. What the June 2026 fielding means in practice is that an adversary contemplating the use of naval force in the waters surrounding Okinawa now faces a ground-based anti-ship threat from a force too distributed to easily target, too mobile to fix in place, and too well defended against drone attack to be neutralized by the unmanned systems that have become the first weapon of choice in every modern conflict. The Marines on Okinawa are not waiting for a fight to come to them.